Even after the sextortion messages stop, your mind may feel like it is still under attack. You replay conversations. You anticipate exposure that never comes. You question every notification sound. Sextortion is designed to hijack your thinking patterns, and for many victims, the psychological damage lasts far longer than the cybercrime itself. One therapeutic approach has emerged as especially effective in sextortion treatment and helping victims regain control: cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. In this video, we'll explore how cognitive behavioral therapy can help sextortion victims reclaim control of their thoughts, reduce fear-driven behaviors, and begin the journey toward recovery. Why CBT became a trauma recovery standard. Cognitive behavioral therapy was developed to treat anxiety and stress-related disorders by addressing how thoughts influence emotions and behavior. Over decades, CBT evolved into one of the most researched and widely used therapies for trauma-related conditions. As cyber-enabled crimes like sextortion emerged, clinicians began applying CBT techniques to victims experiencing fear, shame, and hypervigilance. Research shows that CBT is particularly effective for trauma caused by coercion, threat, and loss of control, all hallmarks of sextortion. Why sextortion trauma needs targeted treatment. Modern sextortion attacks are relentless and psychologically engineered. Criminals use countdowns, repeated threats, and humiliation to destabilize victims emotionally. Even after threats stop, victims may continue to feel watched, exposed, or unsafe online. Mental health professionals report that sextortion victims frequently experience trauma responses similar to those seen after stalking or prolonged intimidation. CBT is increasingly recommended because it directly addresses distorted threat perception and catastrophic thinking patterns. Unaddressed trauma can reshape behavior. Without treatment, sextortion trauma can affect work performance, relationships, and decision-making. Victims may avoid communication, withdraw socially, or live in constant anticipation of exposure. Over time, this stress can harden into chronic anxiety or depressive symptoms. CBT helps interrupt this cycle by teaching victims how to challenge fear-based thoughts, reduce avoidance behaviors, and rebuild a sense of safety and control. Mental health studies consistently show improved outcomes when CBT is introduced early after trauma. Signs that CBT is the right approach. Not every response to sextortion requires the same approach, but certain patterns of thoughts and behaviors can signal that cognitive behavioral therapy may be particularly effective. Look for these common indicators that CBT could be the right fit for your recovery. Persistent, intrusive thoughts about exposure. Catastrophic thinking about worst-case outcomes. Avoidance of online platforms or communication. Constant reassurance seeking or hypervigilance. Difficulty trusting your own judgment. What to do if you're considering CBT, a structured path forward. Once you recognize that CBT could help, taking a structured approach can make the process more effective and empowering. Here are practical steps to get started and ensure your therapy targets the right areas. Acknowledge that your response is trauma-based, not a weakness. Seek a licensed therapist trained in CBT, preferably with trauma experience. Be specific about sextortion-related fears so therapy targets the right triggers. Commit to skill building, including thought restructuring and coping exercises. Consider working with a private cybersecurity firm to stabilize the threat, allowing therapy to focus on recovery rather than ongoing fear. Rewiring fear into confidence. Cognitive behavioral therapy does not erase what happened. It changes how your mind responds to it. By addressing fear-driven thoughts and restoring a sense of control, CBT empowers sextortion victims to move forward without living in constant anticipation of harm. Healing is not passive. It is a process, and CBT gives you the tools to reclaim your life. The emotional aspect of sextortion is just as important as the potential financial loss. However, it's critical to properly investigate, document, and report the incident. The team at Blackmail.HelpLine can help you analyze the incident to aid in evidence gathering for legal action. By holding the perpetrator accountable, you help mitigate the damage, as well as taking the first steps toward recovering your peace of mind and digital independence. We have helped thousands of sextortion victims regain stability using proprietary tools and coordinated recovery strategies. We understand the impact of these threats and attack every case with a client-first mentality. If you ever fall victim to sextortion and need both technical and emotional support, you can count on us to have your back. Call 888-634-1535 or visit Blackmail.HelpLine.com to get started today with a free consultation. Helpful links and resources. To learn more, visit our website at Blackmail.HelpLine.com. The link is in the description below. Feel free to leave a comment with your questions or call us directly at 888-634-1535. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you'd like us to cover more cases like this. See you in the next video.